We should be live. Yeah, I think we're good to go. I think we're
Cool.
we're already live. Welcome everyone. This is Andre's Restart. Yes, I have woken up relatively recent, and I'm still feeling the fatigue of the entire weekend at PAX and barely sleeping every day. Yeah. So
Yeah, I bet.
I slept about close to 8 hours, but you can see it in my face probably, but still, in less
Kind of
than an
hear it in
hour.
your voice.
Yeah, I mean that's just my morning voice, but yeah, I mean I just woke up.
Get that
Yeah.
the deep, sexy
I woke
tones
up.
coming out.
I woke up at 8:15, so that was actually 50 minutes ago. So. Yeah, but we're gonna be streaming the Tears of the Kingdom presentation, the gameplay that's coming up in a few minutes, about 55 minutes. We're going to see Aonuma presenting that Tears of the Kingdom gameplay. So I decided to go with a slightly different title than most people because I feel like this is like an Aonuma Presents. So I titled it Aonuma Presents Tears of the Kingdom gameplay reaction. Hopefully that doesn't count as clickbait. So, yep, that's the plan. We're going to talk about it before that happens. But I'm kind of like as I said, I'm kind of like figuring this out as I go since I'm tired. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Brandon, how about you tell me, has anything changed between what we discussed yesterday and now that you're kind of thinking, maybe that might happen, or maybe that might happen?
Ooh. No. But since we've stopped talking, all I've done is sleep, pretty much.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, my excitement for it has gone up, though. That's for sure. Like, the closer we're getting, the more and more my hype is rising. I'd say, last night I was around a 2 or 3. Right now I'm about, like, a 5.
Okay.
Out of 10.
Okay.
And it's rising,
We're
going to get the 10 in the last, 5 minutes.
Yeah, occasionally I think, we're going to get Tears of the Kingdom gameplay soon. That's going to be pretty cool. But, like, the emotion's not there. It's just kind of like the logical thought. And the emotion won't come until, like, right before we're about to see it. Like, 10 seconds before. You're going to see me go nuts, probably. That's just how it's been. I don't know. Maybe I'll go nuts sooner. Maybe I'll go nuts, like, 5 seconds later. Like, it'll just be like a delayed reaction because my brain just can't comprehend it at first.
Right.
Yeah. Let me just put out this tweet here.
Still, like, torn a bit on how much we're gonna see, right? Because it's just been so long with so little information.
It's gonna be minimal, but also not minimal, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't think this is gonna ruin the experience for anyone by spoiling too much. Yeah.
I'm really just hoping to get, like, a basic idea for the systems and maybe some basic progression.
Sure.
And that'll make me happy. Because last night we were talking a lot about, like, kind of what we thought was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But, like, in terms of just, like, what I want to happen, like, I just want them to explain, like, basic things. Like, I want to know what the shrine replacements are. I want to know what's up with those new Sheikah towers. I want to know, like, I want to see a town and how that's changed. I want to see a dungeon. Like, I think that a lot of the things I want to see are not going to get shown. But I'm hoping for a good amount. I'm hoping they don't stay on any one topic for too long.
Sure.
Like, you can fit a lot of information to, like, 30 seconds or a minute for, like, one thing. And get us a good idea and then move on.
So I got
it also depends, like, what they want to do.
I got some potential news for you.
Okay.
Yeah, guys in the chat, you may not have heard, but it looks like we have an increased chance of an OLED announcement today. Now, I'm not a rumor. I'm not saying for sure, but there's this article that came out 3 hours ago from Video Games Chronicle, a reputable site. Now, they're not saying for sure it's happening, but this is what they're saying. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom OLED Switch may be announced today. GameStop employee claims. I emphasize may and claims because neither of those are saying for sure. But new hardware has reportedly appeared on the store's internal database. Let's see here. Where's the story? Take this with a grain of salt. They wrote on Monday, but I work at GameStop and it seems a new Switch SKU was just added to our system before tomorrow. Get ready for that leaked OLED to be real. So that's assuming that person's not lying. It's a suggestion there's going to be a new Switch SKU, which doesn't necessarily mean an OLED. Doesn't necessarily mean that.
Doesn't necessarily mean a Tears of the Kingdom OLED either.
Right. Could be something else. Although
it is strange because
there's a good chance.
Never go off of my, off the head memory of when things happen because it's so bad. But I do feel like they usually have SKUs and stuff appear like. We usually don't hear about like the day before a potential announcement. Like usually it's like within like a week.
Sure.
It's usually a bit longer, I feel. So it is kind of odd that they would have. It feels like this might be just GameStop doing something just in case. Because a lot of companies will throw up like SKUs or different like games and things that just like for filler, so that when some do get announced, they can just instantly put it in the system.
Mm-hmm.
So it may just be GameStop being like, we painted a lot about the Zelda OLED, and we're getting more Tears of the Kingdom stuff tomorrow. Maybe we should have a new SKU prepared just in case they announce one. Unless they literally, Nintendo was just told GameStop last night, hey, we're going to announce Tears of the Kingdom OLED tomorrow. Here's your chance.
Maybe.
Which is possible. I mean, maybe they did that to avoid leaks like this. Leaks. I'm using air quotes, but you can't see.
Yeah. Oh, Julian Salas, suggests maybe it's a collector's edition. We already have one. But could it somehow be related to like maybe more? I don't know how GameStop databases work. So I don't know. I feel that there is
I think that a collector's edition would come up in that way.
No, I'm gonna say that I do think this does increase the chances that, in my head at least, that we might see an OLED announcement today. It does make sense to some extent because the prior OLED announcements happened like a month, closer to 2 months before, more than 2 months before the release of the game. We're now a month and a half before the release of this game, so thinking that they might announce it like 3 weeks beforehand. That doesn't seem like a really good idea, at least based on how they've done it before. So it makes sense for it to happen now, even if we are getting like a direct in a couple weeks or something like that. I still think it makes sense to kind of announce the OLED sooner than later. So yeah,
it doesn't necessarily have to be in the presentation though. It could be in a tweet after the presentation to save time.
Yeah,
it also depends on how the presentation's like laid out, right? We don't know. I know there's like 10 minutes of gameplay, but we don't know if there's going to be like other minutes of other things, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We don't know how long this presentation's going to be.
Yeah.
It could literally be 10 minutes and it starts with gameplay and ends, but I imagine it will be like at least a minute or two in between, like in front and at the end of the gameplay to, kind of introduce it and have Aonuma actually like say something before just diving into gameplay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We don't know. Sometimes we get like some info about how long the presidents might be or something, or a direct, but we don't have that information from what I can see. So we'll see on that. And yeah, my voice is definitely a little bit different than usual. Part of it's the morning. Part of it, honestly, I can't breathe through my nose right now. I can't breathe.
And damn allergies.
Yeah, it's a combo. It's a morning voice plus I can't breathe through my nose right now. It's bad.
Man,
I'll be fine.
I'm still like lucky enough to where I haven't gotten allergies. Like I've had allergies before and like a stuffy nose like once or twice a year, as a kid. I don't even really get that anymore. I just don't get allergies. Like,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like have seasonal allergies and it just sucks. And I know that like a lot of people will suddenly get it like sometime in their 20s as well. So I'm just waiting for the year where the pollen decides to fuck me up.
I'll be good. See, I got that Wind Waker music playing now. It's waking me up.
Hell yeah.
There we go. But yeah, I had I'm using the.
You got any caffeine or anything?
I got water. I got water and hope and hype. Yeah. So Leo Agio, I'm just gonna kind of go through the chat. I wonder where Aonuma starts his gameplay at, in the beginning or middle, because I remember the Nintendo Treehouse has Breath of the Wild gameplay in a completely different area. Well, I mean, I think we agree that we're gonna open the presents with Sakurai. Like, they're not gonna just show us footage immediately. That's my take.
Aonuma, you mean?
What did I say? I said Sakurai, didn't I?
Yeah.
I said Sakurai. Yeah, because in my head this feels very much like a Sakurai presents. But yes,
I feel
Aonuma.
like it's gotta. I feel like it's gonna be multiple areas, just because, like, with Breath of the Wild, it made sense to show off just the Great Plateau. First off, it had like so many different biomes, like so close together, and it was like very much like gave you the full experience of Breath of the Wild in one area. Whereas I'm not sure there's gonna be something exactly like that in this new game. But also, like before, everything past the Great Plateau was pretty much unshown. Like, we've seen glimpses and things, but they ain't really explored and shown us like in depth a ton of stuff off the Great Plateau. So it made sense to like keep that a secret, because like you're exploring all that area.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas here, there's a lot of areas that come back, right? We have obviously the whole new map, or the whole original map, I mean.
Sure.
So I feel like they do kind of have to show at least a little bit what might be different there. Eventually, before the game comes out, though. They don't necessarily have to do it in this presentation.
Yeah.
But I feel like they probably will, at least a little bit. Like, I would be a little shocked if it was just like the sky. Especially just because there's a huge... I feel like it wouldn't...
You know what they could do?
Like
they could show... Maybe what they could do is... It's mostly sky gameplay, but the very end they show Link land. But maybe they have him land in an area that's greatly changed, and it's kind of like a teaser of, hey, there's a lot here.
Yeah. I think they'll do a little more than just land. They might just, like... If they do land into, like, a town or something, or near a town, they might just, like, talk about it for a second, like 30 seconds or so, but not actually, like, go in.
Maybe. I personally don't see us getting town stuff today, but I can see maybe us like spotting one in the distance.
Yeah.
That's kind of my take on it.
It depends on, because he might want to set up. It's just we don't know what angle they're going from here, right? Because if they want to actually set up like what's different about this game from Breath of the Wild, then they would want to show towns. But they could also show off so many different aspects of the game that don't have anything to do with towns and fit 10 minutes, right? Like they could focus on the shrines and the dungeons and overworld puzzles and things. And then they wouldn't even have time for towns. Or they could literally focus on like a completely different aspect we're not even talking about for 10 minutes.
Yeah, what if it's the underground? What if it's space?
Right, like, that's another thing, is, like, we have the underground area. They're really not going to show that off at all. Like, we've already seen it in the trailers, and they're not going to explain that at all.
I think the problem is that we can't... I don't think we should be assuming that this 10-minute demonstration is going to be the be-all, end-all when it comes to Tears of the Kingdom news. Like, I think this is just a piece. This is just a piece to their marketing campaign. And actually, what's interesting is that since this weekend, really, this past weekend we started to see promotional material popping up everywhere. Not only was there the Link statue at PAX, but I saw like I've seen people post like, oh, like in Japan and stuff, like, oh, there's this big like poster of Zelda with saying Tears of the Kingdom, and there are some stores that have like these giant like circular Tears of the Kingdom graphics that show like Zelda and Link and the logo. It's nothing new. It's just kind of repurposing the promo material they've already released, but it is presented in a new way. And we're seeing that pop up in a lot of public locations around the world, apparently, at least in Japan. That's what I've seen already. And you know, my sense is that this is kind of the marketing campaign picking up when it comes to giving us more details. So I don't think my personal take is this 10-minute demonstration isn't the end of Tears of the Kingdom announcements from Nintendo before release. I think we do get another direct, and I think there will be a lot of like social media drops and marketing things. Maybe an interview will pop up here or there. Obviously, game journalists are going to get this game in a few weeks, and then they're going to start previewing the game. Then they'll review the game. Then it'll drop. So I think this is just really marking the beginning of more consistent Tears of the Kingdom news. So I'm not expecting this presentation to tell me everything I need to know about this game. That's not really reasonable. It's a 10 minute. It's 10 minutes.
It's only 10 minutes. Yeah.
I think this is going to be an appetizer, but a good appetizer, a hearty appetizer, because we've gone very light appetizers for years. We're now going to get like a legit hearty appetizer for this game today, and that's pretty exciting for me. Logically, it hasn't hit me yet, but it will. Hey, Brandon, can you do me a favor?
No.
Can you talk about something while I get like some tissues because my nose is pretty bad?
How dare you?
Yeah.
I'll just read the comments.
Sure, I'll be right back, guys.
All right, let's see what people are saying here. Yes, thank you, Lashings UK. Don't forget to like the video. Hello, Blue Moon. Yeah. Hello, Mazio, Tim, Samuel, Adam, Coffee, Diaz Inferno, Adam. Where did I say that one? There's a lot of people. There's so many people. We used to just read off everybody, but that would like literally take me like several minutes here, so I'm not gonna do that. How's everybody doing though? I'm actually not nearly as tired as Andres. I assume because I've been able to sleep. Thank you, Julian. This is a great channel. I mean, it's not that early, Fernbach. It's not. It's 3 p.m. where you are. It's 8:22 for me right now, and then Andres, I think it's like 9:22. It's actually a little bit later in the day for him. But yeah, not too early, but not like late either. Like I definitely woke up to an alarm. Yeah, Samuel, you're saying it's so surreal that in about an hour, well, at this point, 37 minutes, we'll see gameplay like a significant amount. It is like it still hasn't hit us, still not yet.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
I'm trying to. All right, here we go. No, this is my broken mouse. I gotta fix it. It like starts clicking things randomly on its own. It's annoying. Yeah, so I have to like control delete. It's a mess. It's crazy. I ordered a new mouse, but it did not. They said same day shipping, and that they lied. So I ordered it yesterday in the morning, and it was like, oh, well, it'll come sometime tomorrow. Have a great day. I'm like, that's not the same day. That's a next day. That's next day. Yeah, but it's doing it again. Oh my god. All right, we're good for now. Anyway, so where we at?
Read in the chat here.
Okay.
There is a decent, important question. Guild 2, Guild 2200. Where will they show the gameplay? They said they don't see the live stream countdown anywhere. I actually haven't looked. I mean,
Yeah, so
I need
it's
to
probably
go
gonna pop
find
up
it.
in about 6 minutes.
Yeah, usually about half an hour is when they actually
Yeah.
start streaming. But usually they have like a preview. If you go on their channel, they might have one up.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Not yet.
The preview
Not
will
yet.
the preview will pop up in about 6 minutes. Yeah, I have it here. I'm waiting for it to show. So, yeah.
Right, I'm saying, well, you can still get to the live stream. It's just not actually live.
Let me see the live tab. It's not there.
It's not.
It's not there. No.
No, you can't.
No.
I thought you said you could. I'm like, oh.
No.
I can't.
No.
Okay.
You can?
No, I can't. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I thought you were saying you could.
I'm saying it's gonna pop up in about 5 minutes now. Yeah. That's my belief. But I mean, if it's not there yet, it's gotta start soon. So, you know, yeah.
It turns out Nintendo forgot that they had the presentation today. Just don't upload it.
Yeah.
The dude slept in.
I think we're probably getting in.
Probably fine.
Yeah. Probably. So let me. Paul Dunn, do you think we could get a trailer of some kind? Yes. I think we're getting an OLED trailer. Now what's neat is this OLED trailer may have a couple extra gameplay snippets. Yeah.
Interesting. I think if they announced an OLED, I don't think it would need a trailer. I think he would just have an image on screen and then talk about it.
That would fit. That would fit with how they've shown other Zelda stuff in the past, like the Joy-Cons. Maybe he'll give us more like a demonstration of it. Like just say, hey, look at this up close. Doesn't this look cool? Yeah. I'm hoping it has some redesigns from that leak we saw a few months ago. Yeah.
Assuming the leak was even real. Like, even if the Zelda OLED's real, doesn't mean that leak was real.
I think it is real because it had promotional material that had not been released yet on it. So, I think it was real. Now, I'm hoping that it was like a prototype or something, or just like a canned idea, and they have a better one. Or maybe when they show it off, I see it in a better way, and I'm like, oh, that looks better than I thought. Okay. You know, that's possible too. I think it was the Joy-Cons that really threw me off. I didn't like the look of the Joy-Cons.
I didn't love it in general. Yeah, it wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
I would hope that the design would be a little bit different.
Yeah, Brian Doe, if you're talking about a leak, it's probably related to the OLED. It seems that there's a GameStop SKU that's popped up for another Switch system. So we may see that announced today. Okay. So let's see here. By the way, it is 9:30 for me right now, 9:28. So it's not extremely early. I just have a lot of exhaustion for my trip because I basically didn't sleep a single full night the entire time.
Yeah.
And probably that's why I have like congestion, because I'm a little under the weather because I didn't sleep a lot, so my immune system wasn't at full force. So
yeah, and being around a bunch of people at PAX and stuff, I'm sure.
Maybe.
Doesn't help.
Yeah, but I'm okay. It's not that bad. I just can't breathe. No worries.
Yeah, it's not that important to function.
It's not a big deal. Karen Buckley. I hope to God Nintendo doesn't announce the next 3D Zelda 4 to 5 years in advance again.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree.
Man, I would have agreed, but now I'm thinking more on it. It's kind of fun having something to talk about, though, you know? Like, just not
I mean, we
having anything.
did. I guess, but we really had that much to say because they showed it off 2019. We didn't see it again for another 2 years. So imagine if they just hadn't shown it in 2019. The first time we saw it was 2021, and that started the actual cycle where we actually had things to talk about for a good amount of time. Because we definitely weren't talking about that teaser trailer for 2 years in a super consistent way. Whereas lately it's been, the past year or two has been like super consistent with things to say. So why not just have started it then?
Yeah, it would
I
have been
much
pretty
rather would
hype.
have heard about. Yeah, I much rather would have heard about the game in 2021 than 2019.
Yeah, I remember making this argument that this would be the Zelda game where we don't get a major delay. I was wrong. But
Yeah.
my reasoning was because the whatchamacallit, it was a sequel. It's a sequel. Like they already had a foundation in place. Typically sequels are done quickly, except this time they took longer. So
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of changes things a little bit.
And we had precedent for things like Majora's Mask. So like they've had some quick turnarounds in the past. Now we weren't expecting anything quite that quick because we didn't think they were going to rush out the game. Whereas Majora's Mask, they definitely had to rush out the game. Not in a bad way. Like it's still a great game. It's still polished, but like they really were down the wire there. And I don't think they were going to do that here. But I definitely did not think it was going to take longer than Breath of the Wild to make.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like there's a lot that they haven't shown in It Was White. Because I feel like there's no way, like, just adding more content to the map in the sky area and stuff. Like, the things they've shown us so far, I don't think it would take this long. I think there's other things that will make it make more sense when we see the mechanics in action and like actually understand like everything that we're looking at. Because,
by the way, still haven't seen the gameplay demonstration drop. I'm wondering if it's not even alive. I wonder if it's a video.
Oh, yeah, it might not be alive.
Yeah.
Because usually, by now they would already. Usually they have it like you can see the preview like an hour, and then they actually go live with like a little just image thing. They're gonna do something like 30 minutes beforehand, and we're already past that. So yeah, it may just be a drop.
Yeah, so that what they say is join the Legend of Zelda series producer Eiji Aonuma for roughly 10 minutes of gameplay from the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on March 28th at 7 a.m. Pacific time on our YouTube channel.
Do they usually mention anything about it being a live stream with the directs?
It's a good question, Brandon.
In the wording, I don't think so.
It is a good question. I don't think I can scroll back that quickly on their Twitter page. I would have to like search it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna search.
Yeah, see if you can find something. Because it's not popping up. It might just be a video drop. Which is weird. Everything about this marketing campaign is weird. It's all not typical Nintendo. Which, in a way, is typical Nintendo, because they're the kings of left field.
Yeah. Also, I'm looking at other...
Sure.
directs, but I'm trying to find one that's not so old. Because these are like, some reason when you Google it, it's like 2018. But I'm looking, they use about the same wording, and I'm looking at there's several from several different years, and it just says tune in, usually. I mean, sometimes they do specifically say it's a live stream, and the other times they don't. And these are all directs; they're all live streams. So yeah, this one they don't say it's live. This other one they don't say. Yeah, most of them it seems they don't actually specify for even the live events that they are live events, but they do occasionally.
Huh. Maybe we should look up Sakura Presents announcements. See what those suggested.
Were those live? I don't even remember. I don't think they were. I think they were just drops, weren't they?
I don't remember. I feel like sometimes they were live and sometimes they weren't. But there is nothing popping up here. I don't know if like maybe the YouTube homepage has seen something. Oh look, there's my my thumbnail. I don't see anything. All I see is other people, other YouTubers live waiting for the show.
Yeah. If you went to their channel, it would show you if they had anything set to come up. It would appear on there, so yeah.
Yeah, it's just not here. So we just
25 minutes away and nothing.
Yep, nothing. So I mean that's fine. There's gonna be a video dropped, and it's not gonna really change much. And just once the video drops, I will play the video, and we will see it, and yeah, there you go.
We'll just have to like count down like 3, 2, 1, play.
Sure, that's not a problem. Hopefully my mouse doesn't attack me. Yeah. By the way, DW for Smash has renewed their membership in Legends. Thank you so much for renewing your membership. It's super appreciated, buddy. Glad to have you a part of the Restart crew. So, checking on the chat here. Quick. Nintendo will show a Breath of the Wild trailer and gameplay video because that's how they market this game. Just market it with Breath of the Wild. Yeah, give us our Breath of the Wild trailer. Hey, you like this game? Well, play it, and then when you get Tears of the Kingdom, it'll be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of frustrating. Like, a lot of the Twitter kind of promotion for Tears of the Kingdom has actually just been Breath of the Wild footage, which is really confusing, I feel. Because I feel like most people, there's not a serious issue with this, but I have heard some people say that their friends legitimately think that this is just Breath of the Wild DLC and don't realize it's a new game. And I feel like if you actually show Breath of the Wild when talking about Tears of the Kingdom, that's going to make the issue worse. Even though I don't think it's like that big of an issue. But it could potentially be a bigger issue if you, I don't know, market your older game with your newer game as if they're the same thing, where they're not. It's very odd.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
I don't think it's going to be the end of the world, but I don't think it's the best idea ever either.
I don't think it has a different name. Like, it's not called Breath of the Wild. Excuse me. Sorry.
Bless you.
It's not called Breath of the Wild and the Tears of the Kingdom. It's called Tears of the Kingdom. There's no Breath of the Wild in the title. So
yeah. No, I get it. People
Yeah.
are just real dumb, though.
Nah, I think
No, it's just like a lot of people, if you're more casual and you're not keeping up with it, I could see why you might think it's DLC, especially because it uses the same map for like the basis of the game.
they need to show off something that feels and looks different, which is why I think we're gonna get that with this demonstration. I think it's important to show how different the game is. Like, that's maybe what's most important. So that's kind of my take on that.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll talk about, something we didn't even talk about at all yesterday, is if they'll expand more on like the vehicle system that we saw in the latest trailer. Like, I don't even think we touched on that yesterday. But wait, do you think they're going to show us off more vehicles, more on like how that works?
I don't know about that. That feels like a very into the game already mechanic. Maybe a little bit. We might see some of those abilities used to piece some things together, but I don't think we're gonna see him build a hovercraft during this demonstration. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Mm.
I don't think it's gonna be that involved yet. I'm not saying we won't see him build something, but it might be something very simple, you know?
Yeah.
Something that we have to, there's like something he needs to
I mean,
get
at this
to.
point, we don't really know how building them even works. We've
Sure.
seen parts separate,
Sure.
and we've seen parts built.
Sure.
But we've never seen him build parts.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. It's
So,
tough.
I mean, he might just show him building like a small little vehicle with parts already like, gathered around and assembled, so that he can just do it in like a couple seconds and then just show us like, here's how this works basically. Because I feel like, they might want to focus on things that they've already shown off in the trailers previously and just kind of expand on those elements a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I feel if you want to show how this game is different than Breath of the Wild, the vehicle system is definitely one of the big ones.
Yeah, I mean,
especially because
I'm on Nintendo's page, and the thumbnail for the latest trailer has a link on a hovercraft, flying towards the giant moon.
Constantly,
yeah.
That's been a big one.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't even really know how, like, all the ways, because in Breath of the Wild, it's if you want to go like vertically up, right, you need to climb something that's physically connected to the thing you're on, which kind of makes it hard when you're on an island in the sky.
Yeah.
So they definitely need like more mechanics. We have that water mechanic where you can like seep through the ground, I guess, which is interesting. But I do think that's not going to be like the main way you get around the islands in the sky. Maybe at first it is, but I do feel like a major part of exploring the sky is going to be enabled from these vehicles, just so you can get the height required easily. So I don't know, he might have a flying vehicle set up to show you exploration in the sky.
Yeah. Pancho Gonzalez, hopefully Andres Restart doesn't have COVID. I don't have COVID. It's just a stuffed nose. I'm fine. There is a little bit of a cough, actually. But it's...
Oh God. He's dying, guys.
So it is a cold, probably. But it's fine. It's not like a dry cough or anything like that. I'll be fine in a day. And I'll be fine like in a day or two. So it's not that bad. It's just I just don't want to be like hacking it live on camera. Like, hey guys. that's what I'm trying to avoid. Like, I'm trying to like, okay, nose, keep it in there. Don't make a mess. Don't disgust everyone, please. That's my concern. I'm fine. Yeah. Oh, there was someone who brought something up that I thought was interesting. Let's see here. I don't remember who said it. Oh, here we go. Mazio Exposito. Why is the Breath of the Wild gameplay vid 30 minutes long, but Tears of the Kingdom, the game we've been waiting for 5 years today, is only 10 minutes? I don't get it.
Well, I mean, there's a couple reasons for this, I feel. The biggest one probably being that they have other things to talk about than just this one game, whereas in the Wii U era, this was literally the only game they had to show. In 2016, it was literally the only game at E3. So it's a big difference between what they need to talk about. I feel like they have the chance to keep things more secret and let us figure out things during the game, which is great. And I do want most things to be kept secret. I do want them to focus mostly on just like the main loop and progression and things we're going to know like as soon as we start the game, pretty much, right? That's the kind of stuff I want them to cover, and not necessarily like the deep lore and secrets and how the story's gonna go and things like that. I want some hints, a general direction for that kind of stuff, but most of that can keep under the rug. And
Yeah.
I think that's actually better than the way they did it for Breath of the Wild. Because as much as I loved watching like 8 hours of Tears of the King or Breath of the Wild Treehouse at E3 2016, there's a lot of stuff they showed. The other thing is, like, even though they did show off hours and hours, most of it was relegated to the Great Plateau. So they kept showing off like a lot of the same stuff, whereas they're not going to do that now, right? They have other things to show. They don't need to show like one area of one game for hours and hours of content. So I think it's just kind of a mixture between they don't need to show as much and they don't want to show as much.
Yeah, I think you bring up some great points, Brandon. I agree that I think part of why we haven't seen so much yet is because they don't need to. There's plenty of other things to focus on. But, something that I think is going to be a marked change as of today is that once we get this demonstration today, we'll officially be in a category that's different from other Nintendo games. And what I'm getting at here is that up to this point, we feel that Nintendo's actually shown very little about this game in comparison to some of their other major games. Like you look at Splatoon and the lead up to Splatoon 3 and the lead up to Xenoblade 3 and Pokemon. Like, it seems like Nintendo showed off a lot more for those games before their particular releases. And by the time we were 2 months out from release, we had way more information on those games than what we have for Tears of the Kingdom so far. However, once we get this 10-minute presentation, if you just simply add 10 minutes of gameplay onto what we have so far, that all of a sudden puts Tears of the Kingdom in a category of, oh, they're talking more about Tears of the Kingdom than these other games. So that's something to note. Now, if there isn't a Tears of the Kingdom Direct, then it will still be less, but
yeah,
there's still some time, right? So we're gonna get this, and then we may have a Direct in a few weeks as well. And if that's what happens, then the argument for they didn't talk that much about Tears of the Kingdom doesn't hold as much water anymore because, well, technically they talked more about Tears of the Kingdom than all of their other games in the last year. So that may start to change today.
I think
we have a higher expectation for this game, so,
I'm not convinced that they'll go and do a Direct.
Maybe they won't. You're right. There might not be
I feel like
one.
they might do another presentation like this. And also, we don't know what this exactly is going to be, so like after the end of this, I might have a different opinion.
Sure.
But it would be odd to show like 10 minutes of gameplay is like your largest gameplay showing ever, and then 2 weeks later drop like 30 minutes of gameplay, right, in a Direct. That seems a little like, why wouldn't you just wait for the Direct?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it may just be that there's a lot that needs to be shown. And there's doing it in parts. I don't know. Do you really think that? I guess that's kind of one of those things where we're gonna get a good feel, hopefully, in a few minutes here. That may help to kind of dictate what's gonna happen, or say, at least imply. Oh, I see here. I got a little super chat from DW for Smash. Thank you very much for the tip, buddy. It's super appreciated. DW for Smash says, almost time. 15 minutes left. Thank you. Thank you very much. Jack Hell also with a tip here.
Now.
Thank you. Yeah, it's true. It's 12 minutes now. Jack House says, I just hope that they make the weapon durability weaker.
So you want weapons to break quicker? Or you want them to break slower? I feel like I'm confused by the wording here.
I just hope they make weapon durability... I'm assuming he meant they make weapon durability weaker. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but it could be either one.
I do think it'll. I think
Clarify in the comments,
that
please.
the weapon crafting / durability will be tweaked. I don't know if it'll get weaker, but I think it'll be perhaps tweaked in a way that'll make it a little bit more fun and refreshing.
I'm hoping for like the ability to repair and enhance weapons, as well as maybe even be able to craft weapons out of just like parts you find throughout.
No, Jackow meant exactly what he said. Jackow says, I think they should break faster.
Okay, wow. He thinks they should break faster.
Hey.
I've never in my life heard somebody say that.
Well, I mean, you could argue that if they break faster, it's something that you're more accepting of. And
Is it though? I already feel like the main complaint with the system is they break too fast at this point.
yeah, Jackhow's joking.
So
This is clarifying the chat. Jackhow's joking. That was a good one.
okay.
Oh,
That
okay.
makes a lot more
Okay.
sense.
So, so there was a /s that I did not understand was meant to be for sarcasm. There you go.
Oh yeah, /s is start. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's
Yeah.
because he doesn't go on Reddit enough.
I don't go on Reddit enough. You're right. I only go on Reddit when someone tips me off to a big rumor that may or may not be real. Let's see here.
Definitely seems it's gonna be a video drop. By the way, we're 10 minutes and there's
Oh
no
yeah,
live.
it's
So,
it's
yeah.
a video drop
100% a video.
or they delayed the presentation, which has never happened.
With no announcement of the
No,
that
yeah.
delay.
Weapon crafting would be awesome. Teen Vernbach says. Yeah, I mean, I think there might be some insane weapon crafting here. We might have a lot of options with that. Like, I don't know. Like, we seen like a flame breathing dragon shield. We saw a dragon hand cannon. Now, are these things that are just items we find or are awarded with, or are they something we build? We'll have to see on that. Let me double check Nintendo's Twitter. I wonder if they said anything on Twitter. It's like, hey, so sorry that we told you this time. We were wrong. No tweets from Nintendo. I think it's just gonna drop.
Yeah.
They're just gonna drop it
In 9 minutes.
in 9 minutes. Hopefully my immune system holds up. It will. I'm fine.
Just die right before the presentation.
Jesus, that's grim. Travis Jones. Hopefully the hookshot returns. Oh yeah. I think there's reason to add the hookshot this time because there's a lot more.
The skylines, yeah.
Right, there's a lot more there, and we may want to be able to get up or even go down faster without getting hurt. So, you know, yeah, I think so. Abomination. I'm starting to get that giddy feeling before a presentation that you were talking about on the podcast. It hasn't hit me yet, but also.
Yeah.
The Nintendo doesn't have even a live for me to kind of see like the timer. I think what's gonna happen for me is that I'm just gonna be kind of like very what I am now until it's dropped. So yeah. 12 feet tall. Thank you for your kind words. 12 feet tall says that I look great today. Hi, thank you. I feel like poop, but thank you. We'll get through this. It's going to be fine. I'm using Zonai magic to stay strong. Oh, that's a good one. Do you think we'll see any evidence for Zonai in this game? In this presentation?
Evidence, perhaps. Will they mention that by name?
Like what if Aonuma like, hey, so remember the Zonai? Yeah, they're in this game.
I don't think they're going to go over, like, the story of the game. Or like anything like the
What if he's like, oh, there's that Zonai column, and people will freak out. Like if like if he just like, oh yeah, like oh yeah, oh so there's this Zonai column over here, or this Zonai shrine, yeah.
Like
that will
just mention it.
Yeah, in a very casual way. Like that will blow people's minds.
I could see that happening.
Yeah,
but I'm not like predicting it either. I do think they're gonna stick mostly away from any kind of story or lore implications.
Sure. All right, so let's do something. Let's test just like the setup. I want to make sure I got the setup right. So I'm gonna turn off the background music here. right, guys. So I'm gonna play the Tears of the Kingdom trailer, the previous one, in the same format that I will be watching the presentation. So just let me know how it looks and sounds, because I want to make sure I get this right. That way we can all see it without any interruptions or issues. All right.
Make sure we can hear each other over it.
Yeah. So let's set this up real quick here. Come on, mouse, don't freak out on me. Screen capture. Okay. So how does this look? Can you guys? Okay, so in terms of like where my face is, it looks a little off, but I could just turn it like that, I think. Yeah. That's fine. I don't know how I look on camera, but it's probably terrible. Probably. I'll reposition my mic a little bit here so it's like not too echoey. Yeah, so how do I sound? Do I sound still like normal? Then I'm kind of waiting for the preview to tell me how I look. You guys think it looks
Gotcha.
12 feet tall. Looks fake news.
Hear us? Fake news. Oh god.
Looks fake news.
Rumor.
Okay, so it sounds good. It sounds good at least. Normal enough. Okay, cool. All right, so now I'm gonna play the Tears of the Kingdom trailer, and just let me know if it's too loud or if it's not loud enough. I sound as usual. Okay, good. Thank you. Brandon, talk throughout this. See if it because I want to balance the audio a little bit.
Talking. What? I don't even know when you started. So
I already started. So.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? The rain is gone.
I think people can hear you.
Rise.
Hopefully.
My servants.
Yeah.
Sweep over Hyrule.
Yeah. It sounds good.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Cool.
Leave no survivors.
Look at trailer. I watched it way too many times. The video sound is good though. Okay. Cool. So there's our confirmation the video sound is good. So once Nintendo drops the video, we're going to use that basic setting, and then we'll be good to go. We're basically just kind of waiting for it to pop up. We're close though, and it's currently 9:50. We're less than 4 minutes away from this Tears of the Kingdom demonstration, guys. I'm gonna tell you now. Now, it's starting to hit me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less than 5 minutes to go. We're so close.
3 minutes to go. 3 minutes to go.
We have almost 300 people watching right now.
Epic. Guys, like the stream. It's super helpful for the stream. Like the stream. Get us to at least 100 likes. That'd be super appreciated, guys. I mean, if there's 300 people watching, we could get to 300 likes. That would be cool. That'd be helpful. But yeah, we got the stream, right? Or we're just we're waiting for the video to pop.
Just waiting for it to drop.
We are waiting for it to pop. We are waiting. It's coming soon. It's happening. At any moment now, they will show this off. So, just waiting here. We're here. We are. It's so close. So close. Oh man.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yeah, 9:58.
I like this comment from Chef Monkey.
Yeah.
Battle Royale confirmed.
Battle Royale confirmed. What if we see Aonuma and all of his friends all right guys, he puts on a headset, Tears of the Kingdom's an MMO RPG Dukem Nukem first person fighter, and you just see Link, and then it pans out to 8 different Links with different colors, and they're all flying down, diving down like Fortnite or something. That would just be crazy. In the most cringe, scary way possible. But yeah, what?
You just have this instead of a battle bus, you have a battle dragon that you all ride on.
Battle dragon, with
100 different Links jumping.
Oh, this is so stupid. God damn, that'll be fine. It will be fine. Yeah. Guys, we are a minute away. We're a minute away, so we have about almost 350 people watching. We have about 150 likes. Let's get us to 200 likes, guys. Like the stream, super helpful. More people will be here. This video is about to drop.
Yeah, let's
We
go.
are seconds away. We're seconds away from the presentation. I'm just refreshing. I'm just refreshing the thing.
Yeah.
Just waiting. Oh God, I'm freaking out. I'm starting to, I didn't think I wasn't sure I would freak out, but I am starting to freak out. Like it's there.
I'm at like a 7 out of 10.
Oh,
I was at a 5 when we started. I'm at like 7
I
now.
saw the Nintendo Direct and I freaked out, but I was like, no, wait, no, that's been there for over a month.
When this thing pops, I'm gonna jump up like another 2. Like 9 out of 10.
I think my nasal cavities are opening up. Like I can breathe a little better now. I think the adrenaline is starting to kind of wake up my. Okay, it says 10. It says 10. Where's the video?
Yep.
Where's the video?
Well, usually they're late. Let's be honest. Even with the live streams, they're usually like a minute late.
Yeah. Where's the video?
I'm just refreshing.
Where is it?
Just refreshing constantly.
Oh, come on. I can't handle this. Just put it out there already.
Come on.
Where is it? It is 10 a.m.
Give it to me.
Have you guys... You see it?
I think it popped. Yep, it popped. It's 13 minutes and 48 seconds
okay.
long.
Thanks for the spoiler, Brandon.
Okay, wow. You're gonna have to like scroll down or go to their channel to see it, because it didn't refresh and go to the top for me.
Okay. All right, hold on.
I'm ready when you are for the countdown.
Okay. All right, I see it now. It has 3 views.
You see that?
Oh man, I see the. I'm looking at the thumbnail. I'm just freaking out about the thumbnail. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Calm down. All right. Okay. All right. Brandon, wait. I'm gonna pause it.
I'm waiting.
I'm gonna pause it.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna turn off the annotation so we can see everything. Okay. Also, the countdown.
Count down. I'll hit it when you say go.
Right. So it's gonna be 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, let me double check where the audio is at. Okay, the audio is where we tested it before. You guys ready? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, there he is.
Everyone.
With the music.
I'm
The music's
Eiji
different.
Aonuma, producer of
Eiji
The Legend of
Aonuma.
Zelda.
That's how you say it. Now we know.
First, I have some news. Development on The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is now complete.
Oh, good. I thought you
Thank
said
you
not to
very
delay
much for
almost.
Many of you
The
are
music.
looking forward to this game.
Yeah,
We've
this is
released
definitely
a
new
few
music. It's a
trailers
little
so
quiet
far.
on my end, but I can hear it.
Although it'll just be a brief glimpse, I'm going to actually play the game for you all today and show you what it's like. Okay,
Okay, here we go.
let's begin.
Oh, it's happening!
Here we are.
In the land of Hyrule.
Oh, wow. He's wearing a toga, but on the surface.
Like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild,
Hey, look, we didn't
there's a
start in the
vast
sky.
world to explore.
Crazy.
Of course, it's not just the same world as is. It's changed in
What's
many
that
ways.
smoke coming out of that building over
If
there?
we talk about all of the changes today,
Ooh,
we'll run out
there's
of
a
time,
tower over
so we hope you'll seek them out for yourself when the game launches.
So today. Oh, that might just
In this
confirm
game,
that this
the
is
vast
it.
world of Hyrule reaches high into the sky.
Wow.
You'll notice some land masses floating up there. We call them Sky Islands.
Okay.
You're probably wondering something. How do you get to the Sky Islands when they're so high up?
Yeah, how do you do it? Tell us. Tell us.
If we take a look,
What's that platform? There looks like
something's
there's
falling
like
from the
building
sky.
there.
Do you see it?
Oh, I see it.
I wonder what that is.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this green swirl
Let's head
to
over
up
to
top
it.
right.
We're almost at the spot where the object fell.
Okay. This game looks like Breath
Here
of the
it
Wild.
is. Okay, let's use one of Link's
Well,
new
yeah.
abilities.
Yeah.
If you do this on the rock that just
There's a
fell,
lot of new terrain, though. Rewind. Oh!
look, it started rising. This power is known as recall,
Recall.
which rewinds an object's movement. Since I just used recall on the fallen rock, I can now rise into the sky.
Wait, could you always
lot
hit up
closer
on the
to the
D-pad to
Sky
access your food inventory?
Let's use the paraglider to reach one of them.
No.
There are a few other Sky
can
Islands
now.
floating here too.
Huh.
I made it.
Look at the Zonai
Look at the
dragon
dragon.
head.
There are lots of ways
Oh!
to reach the Sky
Look at the
Island,
dragon.
so we hope you'll
Actually,
try a few
background.
different methods. Okay, now we're on a slightly bigger Sky Island.
Okay,
There's some
it
snow
jumped.
areas over there.
Just like on the surface, there are several man-made structures. Some trees are also growing here. You won't see many of those yellow trees on the surface, though.
Not many.
Let's walk around for a bit.
Come on, blow my mind.
There's a branch on the ground. When you find something like this, you should pick it up. It might come in handy later.
No.
Let's continue.
I feel like they're using a dynamic resolution.
Oh, something's
Probably.
there.
They were for
This
Breath
is
of
a
the Wild.
brand new enemy called a construct.
Ooh,
A
We'll fight
construct.
it using the branch we just picked up.
it has its own branch.
Ah,
Confirmed.
The branch broke. Not good, not good. Quick, get another branch.
Durability's still
and
there.
We defeated it.
Okay, what does it drop though?
Zonai charged a constructor.
Zonai charge!
It
Confirmed!
did say
More of this
Zonai,
Sky
yup.
Island.
There you
Zonai
go.
confirmed!
As expected.
Did you
fighting
see
with just a
that?
branch won't get us
I
very
did.
far.
I did see it.
Also, this branch is almost broken.
Bro, that
Here's
was a
another one of Link's new
fucking
abilities.
megaton!
If we use this branch and
Ugh.
over here
Whoa,
and
what?
do
What's he
this,
doing here?
look,
What?
we can stick them together.
What?
We created a makeshift
What?
hammer. This is called fuse.
Fuse.
You can
Fuse!
stick objects together to create new weapons with various effects.
Oh my god.
Let's take on another construct with this fused weapon.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
dealing with two of them at once.
They're so funny.
Oh, we beat one. The weapon's attack has definitely improved.
It also has ridiculous.
The other branch broke, but this weapon has much better durability.
Yeah, definitely.
You can do all sorts of things by experimenting with the fuse ability. You can fuse two weapons, for example. If we
Okay.
take this long stick and fuse it with a pitchfork,
What happens? What are you gonna do?
we can create a
It's a
weapon with
super
a much
long
longer attack range.
Spear. Oh my gosh.
With this, we don't have to get too close to enemies, and we can safely attack from a distance.
Wow.
You can also fuse arrows with materials in your inventory. For instance,
That's how they
try
got the
fusing this
homing
leaf
stuff.
to an arrow.
What? What?
What does that do?
Fuse an ice elemental material to an arrow, and
I say
you can freeze faraway enemies.
That's so cool.
Oh my god. What? This
Very
just
useful.
we're in basically
In
almost
addition,
infinite amount of options
let's
now.
see.
Yeah.
Ah, there's a bird flying around.
You're gonna fuse
If
the
you're out
bird.
hunting, you might feel that aiming with an arrow is too difficult.
Okay.
Apparently,
So
my eyes
look at
can't
the dragon.
track fast-moving objects.
Look at our
as of
dragon
late,
there.
So my shots rarely
Yeah.
land. So at times like these, here's
notice
an
how the
eyeball you
resolution
can
looks
get
higher
by
when looking
defeating
at the sky.
monsters. Fuse it to an arrow
That's just how
and
dynamic resolution
Oh,
works.
so it sees it.
look,
and it tracks
homed
it.
in on the target.
That makes sense.
Let's try this on
Well,
another
it also
bird.
confirms another rumor, by the way.
Oh, I'll have to talk about that after.
I'll just fire in that general direction. It's very simple. Depending on what you stick together, the fuse ability could also be beneficial for hunting.
Wow.
I
Whoa.
fused a mushroom to my
What?
shield.
This explains
Now,
the
you're
flaming
probably
dragon head
wondering
statue.
if this has any use.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful.
Well,
This is a
this
beautiful
mushroom
environment.
is actually a puff shroom. Let's fight an enemy with this.
What is this gonna do?
I blocked with the shield.
Oh, it
Okay,
like
there's
And
smoke
create a
cloud.
haze. He doesn't know where to go.
The enemy's lost sight of Link, so
Sneak strike.
attack.
Oh, sneak strike. I don't.
Even if you struggle with
Oh
combat,
my
you
God.
can take down enemies using similar methods. In the previous game, you'd usually get powerful weapons by defeating strong enemies. But in this game, fusing even the weakest weapon with something else could turn it into a useful weapon. There are even more gameplay options for sticking things together. Let me demonstrate.
Okay.
You could fuse
Some
multiple
of the
things.
Sky Islands even have rivers.
Oh,
We'll
Brandon.
want to cross this one,
Oh,
but
God.
swimming across it.
Yeah, but I mean, we
well,
saw
the
snow
river's
on
too
some of the other
wide
ones
for that.
earlier in the trailer.
We need a boat.
So
Yeah,
there,
just
there
suppose
are
There
multiple
isn't anything that
environments.
I mean, you might have
resembles a boat
stamina.
around here.
Oh, he's gonna make a boat.
He's gonna make a
So,
boat. Yeah, he's gonna make a boat.
We'll lift up this
I
log
told you he was
and
gonna
attach
make
it to a
craft.
second log.
Okay.
So you attach the logs together.
Let's
and
do
then-
one more.
Oh, and look at the glue.
We'll bring this over
Yeah.
here and attach a third log.
Okay.
It's a makeshift raft. This is another new ability called
Ultra hand.
Ultra hand.
Even though the logs are currently attached, they can be detached. Let's modify the shape of the raft.
Okay.
You can always attach things or detach them like this.
Interesting.
Now, if we put this on the water, it's made of wood, so the buoyancy will keep it afloat.
Maybe.
We've made a simplified version of a boat. However, it won't move in its current state.
Sure,
So
no.
we'll need something to propel it forward.
And okay. So how are we gonna do that? How are we gonna do that, Mr. Aonuma?
There's something here. Let's try hitting it.
Oh, it's got like battery.
Oh, wind. It's blowing wind.
That battery goes down real quick.
Looks like we found a fan.
Wow.
Why don't we try attaching
It is almost dead,
Okay.
but it recharges as soon as you turn it off. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and you can rotate it.
We'll attach another one. This should make the boat well balanced.
There we go. So there he is. You wanted to see him build a boat. So here it is,
Okay,
building the boat.
they're attached. All right, let's try moving the boat. Hey, it's moving.
Okay.
It's sailing pretty fast with the wind from the fans.
Huh. Still
Since
has
we
not
added
confirmed
two
underwater.
fans, we should be able to cross the river in no time.
Yeah.
All right, we reached the other side.
That doesn't mean it's not there though.
In the most recent trailer, we showed scenes of Link riding a large car and a flying machine.
Sure.
Those vehicles actually aren't in the game from the start. Instead, you'll be able to freely craft them on your own.
Makes sense.
There
Yeah.
are all sorts of objects you'll come across in this game. And depending on how you use your imagination, you can do a lot with them. So, try crafting different things and explore this world at your leisure.
Oh my God.
Oh, it
There
definitely
are even
seems like
more
the battery is
abilities.
shared amongst them.
Yeah.
Take this building
Like the
over
battery
here.
ran
Oh.
out way quicker there.
Okay, watch this.
What is
God.
happening here? Oh,
Look, I passed right through the
Wow.
ceiling. This new ability is called
Ascend.
okay.
If you're in a place with a ceiling, you can go through
So you can't just do it anywhere.
to the floor above you.
It's gotta be in the building, kinda.
There are some
Could be-
restrictions, but what's great about this ability is that as long as there's a ceiling, you can use it anywhere.
Okay, so anywhere that's a ceiling.
Yeah.
For
which makes
example,
sense.
Here we
this
go.
place has a cave with a hill right above it. If we use the ability here,
Oh, look at this is a cave, but it's in the sky. Ooh, that looks beautiful.
come on,
So you
Keep
swim
going.
through the ground.
There's a loading
because there's
screen.
a lot
okay.
more.
We
Sorta.
emerged at the top of the hill.
I don't think it's a loading screen.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just an
In the
animation
previous game,
because you're
you
going
had to
through
use
more
stamina to
ground.
climb a mountain.
Sure.
But in this game, if there's a mountain with a cave like this one, you can now get to the top without having to climb all the way up.
That's cool.
Here's another example. Imagine you're stuck in a cage. If it's got a ceiling, you know what to do,
That
right?
might be a hint.
Exactly.
Mm.
Oh, there's another construct.
That's a
It
big
seems
weapon.
to be holding a strange weapon.
Got a big
Some
wooden
enemies
paddle.
are equipped with fused weapons, so battles will play out a bit differently from the previous game. Ah, it blew me away with wind.
Mm.
Looks like it's got some sort of fan. Ah,
Oh, you're
I
done.
got pushed off.
Oh, we're going to the surface. They're
Yeah,
confirming
oh, well,
seamless
Let's just
transitions.
return to the surface.
This is
You can
impressive.
quickly descend from the sky to the surface like this.
Yeah.
This is impressive.
It feels so good. In the sky,
Oh my
you'll be able
God.
to look out across the land.
So far.
You can also search for destinations that pique your interest.
Wow.
Once
the
you've chosen your
perspective, bro.
destination, you can speed things up, like this. Let's dive into this river.
More sky. Oh, whoa, whoa.
It's not even that high up, and that was
And
so
we're back
far.
on the surface.
Okay, I thought we were
It
gonna
does
see-
not look like you can dive. I think that can
There's still so
deconfirms
many things
underwater
I'd like to show
exploration,
you,
to be
but
honest.
let's leave it at that for now.
What did he? I don't know.
There's no button prompt for diving or anything.
What did you think?
Only dashing.
Some of Link's new abilities were updated from the previous game.
Sure.
I'm sure some of you watching me play were thinking, wait, if you could do that, then maybe you could do this too.
Yeah.
In this game, you can do a lot of things just by thinking about what's even possible.
Sure.
There's still a lot of new gameplay, mysteries, and encounters we couldn't show today, but they're all jam-packed into this unfamiliar Hyrule, and we hope you'll use your imagination to explore it. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.
It's all for today. That's all
Yeah.
for today. No OLED announcement. We got new music though.
Yeah. Still like 45 seconds. What else are they gonna show?
Oh.
There it
There it is.
And it is the one from the leak.
Yep. It's different.
It is slightly different, I think.
Show me that dock. Show me the dock. Show me the dock.
Okay,
It's
that
the
actually
same.
looks pretty dope.
Looks okay.
In this image, I like it actually a lot.
Leak confirmed. April 28th it's coming out. 2 weeks before the game comes out.
And a Pro
Yes!
controller and
Oh! The Pro
Nice.
Controller! I'm buying that for
Yes.
sure. Okay, that last second there. That was the Megaton. Man. Hold on, I gotta. My
It
camera's
did not
all over the
cover
place.
like a lot of things.
I told you that it was gonna be like, you know, a little. It was gonna be a little bit. That was a little bit.
Well,
Boy.
it was even littler than I thought.
Dude.
I was already thinking it was gonna be a lot.
Dude. Okay, there's I'm gonna have to watch this over a few times. Yeah. What did you
Watch
guys
it on a
think?
bigger screen.
Let me pull out in the chat and see how you guys felt about it. All right, let's see here. Rate that presents. So we got 1, 2. How many options can I add? 3, 4. I can only add 4. Okay, so I'm gonna do bad. Okay. Good. Great. So, there's a poll. What do you guys think? Was that bad, okay, good, or great? Me personally, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah.
There's a lot there. There's a lot we're gonna be going back and analyzing. I don't know if that's something I'm gonna be working on throughout today. They confirmed Zonai, so that's cool. So all the Zonai theories confirmed. The Zonai are in the game. They didn't show underwater exploration, but Brandon, I'm not sure it's not there, but it could be something we maybe unlock later.
I am 99% sure that deconfirms it. I mean, there might be a power blader, I guess you could learn, but why? It was also very. I feel like that doesn't make sense. I don't think they're adding it. Like the water looks just as like the water in Breath of the Wild is very like not transparent. Like it's hard to see through it in a lot of places, which is the same here. Which doesn't make sense if you're meant
You can
to
see.
look
It
through
just
it
depends.
to explore
It depends how
There's
deep
no
it is.
button to dive underwater. He landed from like hundreds of feet up and was immediately swimming on top of the surface. Didn't go underwater at all.
I thought it was pretty shallow, actually.
It was definitely enough to where if he fell from that height, he would have been under the water.
I don't know.
If there was underwater exploration,
There
he
are
wouldn't just stay
ability
floating at
here.
the top.
To use stamina to climb a mountain.
I'm kind of looking through. I'm gonna see.
Ah, it blew me away with wind.
Let me pull up this thing so we can see it together. Let's see here. Okay. So He's gonna get
Looks like
blown
it's-
off soon.
I got
Alright, so now
pushed
he's
off.
falling.
Oh well, let's just return to the surface. This, across the land.
Man, this whole shot
In the
here,
sky, you'll
looking
be able
at
to
just
look out
him
across the
falling,
land.
there's so much.
You can also search for destinations that pique your interest. Once you've chosen your destination, you can speed things up.
Okay, he's accelerating.
this.
This is a shallow river.
Let's dive into this river.
He's right next to the shore. You can see
He's
where he
accelerating.
lands.
Back
It's
on the
only like
surface.
4 feet below. I don't know.
There's
It's
still so
shallow
many
point.
things I'd like to show you,
He
but let's
clearly
leave it at that
does
for
not
now.
go underwater though. It's definitely enough to where he has to swim. Nah. If he
What did you
if he
think?
could go underwater, he would have went underwater right there.
Maybe.
I'm 99.9% confident now. Actually, that improves my confidence that they're not doing underwater exploration.
How'd you feel about the
He
graphics?
fell from hundreds of feet to several feet deep of water and was
There are a few
immediately
other
on
sky
the
islands
surface.
floating here too.
Didn't even give him the option to try to swim underwater.
I don't think it confirms, but I understand your point. It doesn't support it
I-
either.
I think it deconfirms it. To be honest, I'm legitimately. I think it deconfirms it. I don't even think there's that much room, unless there's some crazy ability that adds a whole new button to your shit to dive underwater later in the game, which goes against everything they've ever done for Breath of the Wild. It doesn't make sense.
You notice how they have these numbers on the map? There are numbers, so they might have a more intricate system to sort of identify where objects are in the world.
I see that.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if that indicates elevation, actually. It does.
Mm.
Oh, maybe.
I made it.
Yeah.
There are lots of ways to reach the Sky Islands, so we hope
So-
you'll try a few different methods.
So right now it's at 0529, and
Okay, now we're on a slightly bigger Sky Island.
so let's see what happens when he
Just like on
jumps.
the surface, there are several man-made
It's
structures.
currently 1559.
Some trees are also growing here. You won't see many of those yellow trees on the surface, though.
Is the minimap in
Let's walk
general
around
just
for a bit.
different?
So when he jumps, the number changes. So the
I
rightmost
don't remember
number
being
is
rendered
elevation.
that way.
There's a branch on the ground. When you find something like this, you should pick it up. It might come in handy later.
I'm gonna say one thing that's a
Let's
little
continue.
negative. I don't think the graphics are impressive. I think the game. I think it looks impressive when he jumps down, but like when he's on these sky islands, the game looks kind of fuzzy to me.
Oh,
And it could be.
something's there.
I think there could be
Mm.
YouTube compression that kind of hurts that.
This is a brand new enemy
Yeah.
called a construct.
Like
We'll
here it
find it
looks
near
good,
the
but
branch we
it's
just
this is
picked
like that
up.
kind of like bokeh depth of field effect when he's like locked onto an enemy,
Ah,
which
the
looks
branch
good.
broke.
Right.
Not good, not good. Quick, get another branch and we defeated it.
I'm just saying that the
You can
Moving
see
on.
they're still using that like bilinear
We've now
texture
explored
filtering as
more
well.
of
this
You
sky
can see
island.
clearly the line where the texture
As
was in.
expected,
I was
fighting
not
with just a
expecting
branch
them
won't
to
get us
use
very
again.
far.
yeah
Also, this branch is
I'm gonna
almost
lower
broken.
his,
So here,
yeah.
if we use this branch and the rock over here and do this,
The fusion mechanic's amazing.
look, we can stick them together. We
It's
create
kinda
a
mind
Yeah,
blowing.
the fusion mechanic is crazy.
This is called fuse.
There's a lot of crazy
We can
stuff in the
stick
background I want to
objects together
explore.
create new weapons with various
Um,
effects.
But I
Let's take
definitely
on another
I feel like the
construct with a
resolution's
fused
kind of,
weapon.
you know, or the textures they
We're
look a
dealing with two of
little
them at
fuzzy.
once.
So it could be the location.
One. The weapon's attack
I
is
do kind of get a
definitely
vibe. Oh, there's a better looking version out there. You
The
know?
other branch
Mm.
broke, but this weapon has much
Yeah.
better durability.
I mean,
That's
it's
my
hard
take.
to say because
Yeah.
I'm watching it on a phone.
Right, and
And I'm watching
I'm watching
compressed
on my
video.
desktop monitor, but it is
You can fuse
compressed.
two weapons
Yeah.
onto
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it on the
Take this long
TV
stick
inside
and
after
use it as
this,
a pitchfork.
and I
Yeah.
might get a better indication. But I mean, Breath of the Wild
We
was
can create a
a
weapon with
dynamic
much lower
900
attack
key
range.
docked,
Yeah.
so it's not even like it was super high resolution
This,
either.
we don't
Sure.
have to get too close to enemies,
Yeah.
and we can
And
safely
it still
attack
looks
from a
cool.
distance.
So, you know.
An enemy with this.
I think I'm being picky
I
too.
blocked with
Like
the
I think I'm
shield
being
called
pretty picky.
Ultra Hand.
I just have
Yeah.
such high
All
expectations.
right, we reached the other side. In the most
But I think they did a good job of showing mostly sky areas, though, because I think that does kind of tell us there's a lot of new terrain. And the sky areas are significant. Like these are big areas. They're not just like tiny little things.
They're a lot bigger than the islands they showed before.
Right, like I mean, if you look at most of these shots, like it's not apparent that you're on islands per se. It looks like okay, there's a lot of crazy terrain here. It almost looks like these sky islands kind of function as their own world on their own. So, when you break it down like that,
you'll be able to look out across the land.
I also like, is that supposed to be where the Korok Forest is? Is my perspective correct on that? No, it would be around. It would be around here actually. We still don't see it.
In the sky, you'll be able to.
So the Korok Forest should be like somewhere behind the castle, and there's no sign of it
behind to the right.
Yeah, not at all.
You can clearly see it, like in the Breath of the Wild promotion. You can see the great Deku tree from like any time they show the castle. So, and you clearly cannot see it here. So, it seems to have moved.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any evidence that we can go beyond the maps of Hyrule. Doesn't look like it. We don't see any finely detailed.
You can see like the clear the back mountains, like the placeholder mountains in the background. You can kind of see.
Pique your interest.
That said, when you get close to the surface, it feels like there's a lot that's different.
You can speed things up.
Like I remember at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like it looks pretty. There's a lot of new ruins and terrain and things in parts.
Reaches high into the sky.
So
you'll notice some land masses floating up there. We call them.
There is somewhere past this horse place up here on the right. He's gonna pass like a little place that looks like you can build something there.
Okay, I think I see.
I'm wondering what that's gonna be.
Whatever we want. Maybe a house.
Do you see it?
Maybe you can build a house there.
Maybe.
It looks like
it definitely looks like some kind of structure.
I mean, there might be this big effort to restore Hyrule, and that might be like these different parts that can do that. So these rocks may be randomly generated, like they just kind of fall randomly all the time, and that it's kind of like a way to get up whenever naturally.
Maybe. Well, I just kind of figured that after the reverse effect goes off, it would just fall again.
What I'm also curious on is that what else can you rewind? Like, it's probably a lot.
I mean, anything that has momentum, I assume. You can rewind it.
Let's use the paraglider to reach one of them.
And there's gonna be a lot in terms of gameplay. This game is gonna reign supreme, though. There's just so much crazy things we're gonna be able to do.
I made it.
Man, it's exciting. And they
definitely
are hard teasing the dragons. Like they kept showing the dragons in the background.
Yeah, and we see like the amount of reverse that you have is clearly a limiting factor to like how high you can go. So I imagine you'll definitely upgrade that throughout the game.
Okay, there's some like you still see here. There are some islands that go really high up. We still don't know how high we can go in this game, which is insane. Like this number, based off this number, we know we're pretty high, but it can go way beyond, which is crazy. Yeah, that when we jumps there, you can see that level of detail line clearly. Like it changes significantly there. So I mean, I am nitpicking.
I mean, if you just look at the shadows, you can see it.
It's but let's check what you guys are saying in the chat. Put up that poll. I'm curious where you guys are at with that. Let's see how people feel. Okay, so it's pretty divided. Let's see here. Currently, it's been up for 11 minutes with 199 votes, and 8% think it was bad. 22% feel it was good. I mean, no, sorry, that's wrong. 8% think it was bad. 22% think it was okay. 35 are on good, and 34 are on great. Okay.
I voted for good.
Yeah, I'm on the good end here. That's where I would put it. I mean, the possibilities are incredible. I just have such high expectations that I always but
well, I wanted to see like something of the basic progression of the game.
I
Whereas
mean,
we
they
only
gave us
saw
the
like
OLED
more
and a Pro
mechanics.
controller though, so that's something else to consider. That
Yeah, the Pro controller was hype.
That Pro controller is hype. Yeah.
But I mean, like, let's try to make a list of like the main things they showed would be. I mean, we didn't even see all the abilities. I don't think.
He showed Ascend. He showed Fuse. Showed I forget. I don't know the names of the others, but
the one where you put the parts together.
Yeah. Well, there's Recall. So there's Recall, Ascend, Fuse, and the building one.
Yeah.
That might be the four abilities.
Fusing even the weakest
well, I think there's going to be other abilities then.
Why?
Because that doesn't even cover like the basic abilities you had in Breath of the Wild.
Well, maybe you don't have them. You don't use Cryonis to travel anymore. You use something else.
What's the replacement for bombs?
For bombs? Weapons?
Yeah. What do you mean weapons? That's not a replacement for bombs.
We'll lift up this log and attach
bombs are bombs.
Bombs are weapons.
But they're not.
Let's do one
they're
more.
Different.
We'll bring this
so what's his ability called? Is he still using Fuse? Because Fuse is not too different from...
No, there's it's called...
Ultra Hand.
Yeah, Ultra Hand.
Even though the logs are currently attached, they can be detached. Let's modify the shape of the raft.
It's similar to Fuse, but it's its own thing.
You can always attach things or detach them like this.
Yeah.
Now, if we put this on the water, it's made of wood, so the...
Let's see here.
I like that they showed the fusing weapons, but not only that, but like they actually showed off how the homing thing worked, which was pretty cool.
Yes, the homing arrows is very cool. The
homing arrows, ice arrows, just different elements.
But the thing is, you can combine any item in the game, and all of them have a different have a different effect. And so, what is that going to do? It's just crazy. It's crazy. The amount of gameplay options that are being suggested here. So there's some super chats here I want to get to. So let's get to it. So I got one from Leo Aguiar. Thank you for the super chat. Leo asks, "What's the significance of the Zonai?" Just asking. So from a gameplay perspective, perhaps not much. Although it depends how you look at it. But from a story perspective, a great deal. So it's been long theorized that the ruins we see in the sky are all tied to an ancient civilization that's referenced throughout Breath of the Wild. So you have the labyrinths, you have some of these special towers, not the Sheikah towers, there's these small like hexagonal columns. There are these different animal statues. And all of this is referenced to this Zonai, which are a tribe of magic users that mysteriously disappeared. So there was a lot of speculation that this green energy, these swirls, all of that was tied to the Zonai because we saw a lot of dragon architecture as we are still seeing. So basically, we're getting an answer as to what happened to this mysterious tribe because they are prevalent, or at least more of their technology and their civilization is prevalent in the sky. And it hard implies that Link is using some type of Zonai magic with these abilities, with the green energy there. So confirmation that the Zonai have to do with this, I mean, there you go. It's not some random thing they're coming up with. It's something that's been pre-established since Breath of the Wild, and they're building upon it. And this also may tie to what's going on with Ganondorf, because the Green Hand is holding back Ganon at the beginning of the game. So what's going on with that? That, is huge. Now, thinking more on it, right, like, just like kind of like the game and what they showed, they still barely showed us anything. Like, we don't understand how we're going to start, per se. We don't know what the goal is. We have no idea what the goal is. Like, we don't know what so we see we have these abilities and how we can kind of interact with the environment, which is huge.
Right.
But what are we trying to get to? You know, what are we looking
Yeah.
for? We don't know.
That's the thing, is like we don't even know, like, cool, we can go up the Sky Islands. Why? Cool, I can defeat these enemies and get these parts. Why?
Yeah.
We don't know why am I doing any of this stuff. That's why I really wanted from this, just like, honestly, if they hadn't shown any of this and they just confirmed like basic things that I want to know, I would have been way more happy with this than what we got, because I feel like they keep showing us cool things that we don't actually need to see, and it's very frustrating because there's so many things I actually want to know that just like I'm gonna know, like when you boot the game, you're gonna know within like the first hour. So like what shrines replacements are, what the Sheikah Tower replacements are, what, I don't know, the main progression of the game actually is. What's the goal? What are the tiers of the kingdom? What does that even mean? We don't know.
Yeah. It's looking like great is now winning in the poll, so a lot of people still feel pretty strongly. This is
Okay.
great.
I voted good.
I'm hovering between good and great. It you know, like there
I'm firmly in the good category.
yeah. I mean, I just see a lot of amazing potential gameplay. Honestly, my only critique is just I feel like the visuals are a little below my expectation. But there are parts that are extremely impressive, though. Like when Link is flying through the sky and everything you can see, the draw distance is just amazing. It's just amazing. And this may not be a final build in the game, right? Like maybe once the game comes out, it'll be optimized a little bit better, and that would make a difference of my opinion on the visuals. So we'll see.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't expecting the visuals to be that much better after the initial trailer, because every other trailer showed off graphics that were pretty much the same as Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So,
But it's on a much larger scale. A much larger scale, and the environment is a lot more interactive.
I would be interested to compare directly textures and things, because I think there's room that some of the textures could be improved. I think the textures in the Skylands, they're not always like way higher resolution, but some of them are actually like nicer looking than the average texture in Breath of the Wild. It's also just more variety, and more geometry variety, like in the sky, which is nice.
Yeah.
There's a lot less like flat or like very low poly environments, whereas the main map is like full of that to make the mountains and stuff. So there's a lot more geometry in the sky, which is nice. And I do feel like some things with the shadows might be better. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and compare, but it's not like a huge leap. It would be like minor improvements.
Yeah. So, getting back to the chat, Yod Vob with the super chat. Thank you very much, Yod. Yod says, honestly, Andres, I enjoy your content more than Tears of the Kingdom. Love you, bro, but not the big N anymore. Thank you for your support. That's super appreciated. I don't know why you're disappointed with the big N. Maybe we were expecting more from this presentation. But something, you know, like what I was alluding to earlier is that I really do think that what they showed here is just a piece. I think there's a lot more they got to show for this game. I mean, to be totally honest, I think that if they're thinking that they can just show this and then release the game, and that's going to do well for them, I really don't think so. After seeing this, like I think this is good, but I think we need to see a lot more.
I mean, I think they can. I think no matter what, Tears of the Kingdom is going to sell decent, right?
Yeah.
But I think if they want it to like do better than Breath of the Wild, they should probably show more stuff.
Yeah. Now, you know, when I say they need to show more, I don't think they need to show more for everyone. But I think there's a lot of people that'll see this and be like, okay, it looks cool, but that's not enough for me. So
yeah, especially since they're charging $70 for this.
Yeah, that's a whole other point.
They need to make sure people like know that this is like a $70 game. Now, there's been a lot of people in the comments that are just being like real dumb.
What do you mean?
About this. I'm not gonna call anybody out specifically, but there's a lot of people like complaining about that the game, like bringing up other games that look way better, like Final Fantasy 16, which is a next-gen exclusive game that's not even released yet, being like, man, when you see games like Final Fantasy 16, that really shows you how lazy Nintendo is. It's like, well, actually, that's made for a console that's like 30 times more powerful than the
The
Switch.
Switch is an old tablet.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, like, what do you expect? Stop being
Also,
ridiculous.
but something else that should be noted is that the scale in Tears of the Kingdom is very large. Like the open world is larger now, so
Yeah, it's even bigger than it was before.
right. That's a lot.
Layered on top of
That's a
itself.
lot to render, and obviously it doesn't render it all at once, but it's tough to do. You could
I mean,
argue that
when
just
you're
having it.
dropping down from so high, you can see nearly the entire map at once. Now, everything's going to be loaded. Obviously, they have to load things in as you
Yeah.
go, but you can get a broad view of the whole world, pretty much, from even the smaller sky islands. Or, like, less elevated, I mean. Like, less high in the sky.
Yeah. Continuing on with these super chats here. Brian Doe with another super chat. Thank you, buddy. Brian says, so where do we keep the parts of what you build? I think they become their own weapons, and you just kind of hold them.
Oh, yeah, maybe you can fuse them to things, yeah.
Well, like we
Like
saw
spring
a fused shield, and we saw a fused sword. That might just be it. Now, I don't know. I'm assuming you can keep them. I don't know that for a fact, but I mean, it looks like the sword and shield inventory systems are still there. So, there you go. Although, maybe it's possible you can only fuse with what's around you. And you can't keep fused weapons.
Mm.
I don't know about that, though. I want to say that you can still fuse and keep them. We don't know for sure, though, but I feel like it would be kind of weird to not do that. Just because when you have a fused weapon, then you're not going to want to switch to another weapon, right? And sometimes switching weapons that have different abilities makes sense. So if you're only allowed to have one weapon fused at a time, and if you have to switch to another, I mean, maybe you can still switch weapons and you keep your one fused weapon, but you're locked to that one fused. You could do that, but that feels very limiting. I'm going to guess that when you have a fused weapon, you can keep it. So, we'll see, but that's my take. Samuel A with another super chat. Thank you, Samuel A. Samuel A says, I think this gameplay was pretty cool, but we're definitely getting more gameplay soon. I feel like he held back information for the future. I agree. I think we're still scratching the surface. But they did detail the 4 abilities. They detail the 4 abilities. They showed the seamless transition from the sky to the land, which a lot of people didn't think there would be, and that's huge. Also, the ascend mechanic is kind of mind blowing. There is some pretty impressive mechanics they showed off, right? And I think that's something else that should be strongly noted here. While I am kind of critiquing the visuals a little bit, while I do kind of feel that it's a little under my expectation, the mechanics are extremely impressive. Being able to fuse that many items that have all these different abilities, being able to craft things and with this level of freedom, being able to shoot through terrain with the ascend ability, the time reversal, the recall, I guess is what it's being called now, and then just the ability to there are more animations we saw with this with the diving. There's more we can do in the sky already. There's a lot in the sky. The sky isn't a simple little couple items. It's basically its own world, and we can still jump from that to the ground and back up seamlessly with no breaks in between. When you factor all that in, that's all extremely impressive. My only critique is that visually, surface level, I'm like, oh, this looks not like that much better.
Yeah, definitely.
It looks about the same, actually. Or worse. I don't know. I'm not doing that. There are parts that look blatantly better. Like when Link is falling through the sky and you see the whole world. That part's extremely impressive, actually. Like, I was actually like, oh, this is incredible. Like, seeing all of that world in that much detail. The only parts
especially considering, like, the original Breath of the Wild, even just looking at, like, zooming in to look at a goblin camp in the distance, it'd be at, like, barely any polygons rendered. like just the lowest
Yeah.
asset quality you can see.
And really, I guess, going back to let me go back to this for a moment here. We're only gonna stream for like another few minutes, by the way. I gotta get the analysis started and I don't know, eat something, recover, not die.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Info. I wanted to show you footage still. Like, see, I look at this image and it doesn't look like super. It's just, I don't know.
Stick and fuse it with a pitchfork. We can create a weapon with a
I'm
much
just looking
longer
at it.
attack range. With
This is
this,
fine.
we don't have to
This
get
is
too
fine.
close to enemies,
I just feel like Link
and
looks a little
we can
fuzzy,
safely attack from a distance.
and the environment looks a little fuzzy.
You can also
I want it to
fuse
be a little
arrows with
sharper.
materials in your inventory.
But I think
For
also,
instance, try fusing this
yeah, like some
leaf
of the
to an
textures look a
arrow.
little blurry for a little bit.
Fuse an ice elemental
I also
material
think
to an
that
arrow
YouTube
and
compression might be playing a big role here.
you can freeze faraway enemies.
Yeah, I mean YouTube compression is like
Yeah,
the worst.
yeah,
In addition,
yeah. That's part of it.
let's
There's
see.
also a lot of shadows that are being
There's a
shown
bird
here,
flying
so
around.
which you could argue is
If you're out
impressive, actually.
hunting, you might feel that aiming with an arrow is too difficult.
Yeah, I just don't remember. Like I
My
have
eyes
to go
can't
back
track
and compare it with the
fast-moving objects
shadows.
as
But
the lens,
I was
so my
looking.
shots rarely land.
I don't know.
See, like
So
the
in
game looks
times
better
like these,
here. It's like when he's inside
here's an eyeball
the
you can get by
forest
defeating
that it
monsters.
looks a little questionable to me.
Fuse it to an
So it might
arrow
be the
and
case that's kind of like a Korok forest situation where performance
look,
takes
it
a
homed in on
a
the target.
nosedive. But maybe what they're doing instead of
Or we're not
impacting,
seeing performance dropping.
well, what I'm getting at, Brandon, is not so much that the frame rate is dropping. It may
Fire
just
in
be
that
that the
general
resolution
direction.
is dropping.
It's very simple.
To make sure that there is no frame
The
drops.
fuse ability could also
So
be
Well, I
beneficial
mean,
for
Breath of the
hunting.
Wild had a dynamic resolution.
yeah, but it might
as
be
well.
more dynamic now. Is
I
what I'm
fused
getting
I
my
at.
doubt
Zonai
it.
shield.
I honestly
Now,
don't think
you're
so.
probably wondering if this has any use.
I would be surprised if
Well,
this game
this
needs to
mushroom
go
is
like below
actually a puff
720p.
There's still a lot here that looks good. Like just looking at it again, there's still a lot here that looks impressive.
Okay, there's smoke
I think it
now.
was just the forest
The enemies
areas
lost
that kind
sight
of
Link,
so whatever they're doing in the
attack.
forest areas, it looks
Even
it
if
doesn't
you
impress me
struggle
as
with
much.
combat, you can take down enemies
Like
using
let's
similar
kind of go
methods.
back to
There are
it.
several
See, this
man-made
part looks good.
structures.
Looks great.
Some trees are also growing here.
Tree looks kind of
You
simple,
won't see
but
many of those yellow trees on this.
ah,
There's definitely like
Possibly
shadow
this,
map
you should
issues
pick it
at a
up.
distance
It
with
might
the
come in
trees.
handy
You can
later.
see like the flickering
yeah,
shadow
it's
maps.
just there's like a certain fuzziness and flickering that's
Oh,
throwing me
something's
off.
got
Everything
hit.
else looks
But to
good.
be
This is a
fair,
brand new
that
enemy called
happened in Breath of the
Construct.
Wild as well.
We'll
Right.
fight it using the branch we just picked up.
Yeah, this part looks good.
Ah, the branch broke.
It looks
Not
good.
Not good.
Now it's not like my mind isn't blown either, right?
Yeah.
Defeated it.
Well, I mean, I've been saying this for years. Like, this is why I've been saying, like, this is not going to be a showcase game for the
We've now
Switch 2 if it
explored more of
launches
this
with the
sky
Switch
island.
2. Because it's
As
just,
expected, fighting with
It's
just a
designed for
branch
Switch.
won't get us very far.
this is designed
Also,
for
this
Switch
branch is almost
with
broken.
limitations
So
still
here's
from the
another one
engine
of Link's
created
new
for Wii
abilities.
U.
If we use this branch to
So,
the rock over
optimized
here,
more so, but
and
still
do this,
not. This is still not even a
we can stick them
ground-up
together.
Switch
We
game.
created
It
a
still
makeshift
has
hammer.
baggage from the Wii U era.
This is called
So I
fuse.
would not
You
expect
can
it to
stick
be like
objects together
the
to
most
create new
mind-blowing
weapons
game,
with various effects.
even for Switch,
Let's
much less
take
for
on
like a Switch 2.
Yeah. Huh.
However, Switch 2 could come in, give us like actual texture filtering, so we don't have the stupid lines,
Yeah.
higher resolution shadows, a higher resolution
By
of
that
all, and I
point,
think
we'll
that
have
would make
played the
look a
game
lot
through its
cleaner.
entirety, though.
Yeah, but there'll probably be DLC and stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Plus, you can play it again on Master Mode or something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, how many times did you
yeah.
play Breath of the Wild?
A lot,
Just
and
the
I will be
once?
playing it leading up to the release of this game. So, yeah. All right, let me go back to the chat. We're gonna close things out soon. So, guys, final questions, final points you want to bring up or talk about? Put them out now. Let's see here. DOS with a super chat. Thank you very much, Dio. Dio says, game looks great, but the sandbox stuff isn't why I play Zelda games. Hopefully we can get another representation showcasing better dungeons and caves. I do. I'm very curious. There's a lot. There's still like, the underground caves. Brandon doesn't think there's underwater exploration. I don't know. there's a lot that still needs to be kind of explored, and yeah, there's still a lot to figure out. I wonder, are there special items in this game, right? Because we saw the hand cannon. I'm not sure if that's something we can build, but I'll also say that the dragon head flame shield, that is something that's clearly a shield fused with another item.
Yeah.
So
a dragon's head, which means there might be a dragon enemy that you cut off the head and got it from.
maybe, yeah, there could be something
It
there.
also could just be like a mechanical thing. I don't remember exactly what it looked like.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely a fuse, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have footage playing here. You guys can't see it, but the Link holding the shield with the mushroom, like it's very much the same. It's just kind of pasted on. So yeah. Brian Doe with another super chat as well. Thank you, Brian. Brian says, I was wondering where we're going to keep the vehicle parts. Also, no one going to talk about the sword icon and quick access buttons in the corner.
I actually did mention the fact that you can now access like food.
I think
with the D-pad.
The green sword icon that I'm looking at right now. I should just. I should just show you guys. So
I did see that as well, but I wasn't.
This right
wasn't
here.
Sure what's up with that?
This right here, the green sword. That to me is fuse with the rock. Now, what's
really because you use L to access the Sheikah ability, so I assume it's the same for the hand abilities.
Yeah. By the way, I think looking at this image, there's a few other cool things that are coming out at me. So you see the if you look carefully, remember how we were talking about if they we'll be able to kind of restore our fused items. Well, notice here how it says log club and it shows the log fused with the stick. It looks like they've created separate PNGs for each fused item and a name. So if they have PNG files or like images for the fused items and a name for them, that implies that they could just be slotted into the inventory like any other item. So I'm going to stick with that idea that every fused item is a new item, and we can just put that in our inventory, and there's nothing to worry about there.
There's still the question of, like, and I feel like this is what they might have been actually asking, because I saw them, like, try to clarify in the comments, but how do you gather a pile of things to build, like, the boat with the fans and stuff? What if I want more fans? Where do I have to now craft something and then drive that thing over to where the parts are? Can I move the parts? Can I store the parts in my inventory?
I think you can pick it up.
We just pick it up one part at a time.
I'm not. Well, I mean, like, pick it up and store it in your inventory is what I meant.
Okay, well, that's what I asked. Is that going to be a thing, though?
That's what I think. I'm trying to think if there's anything in the gameplay that kind of gives us an idea of that, Let's see,
I think there's one point where he walks up to it and it had like a button to like pick it up, but I don't think.
So that would be the boat building scene, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to find that.
It's pretty far into the thing.
By the way, we can sort by type here. This is when we're fusing has this cool meter just right there in the center of the screen. But anyways, moving forward. Let's see. All right, so I'm in the scene where he builds the boat, right? So what we want to find is if there's an option to just pick up stuff. Now, some of these objects are pretty large, right? You can't pick up. I'm looking for. So there's nothing there that confirms that we can grab, that we can store it.
Obviously, I don't think you'd be able to store the logs, but the pieces for like the fans and stuff.
If there is, they did a good job.
You notice they come up as like a. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I thought I saw something, but it was not.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's for any moment it shows like a pickup option when he passes by the fan. We'll get another chance
Yeah,
when he
I
gets
thought
closer
there
to
was
it.
an option for him to like grab it and pick it up, but I don't.
Whoa,
I don't know if that means
whoa,
you could store
whoa!
it though.
This is huge. Check this out. All right, I want you to notice something. Okay. All right. Let me go back a little bit. Let me go back a little bit. Okay, so notice that when he uses the Ultra Hand, everything lights up orange that you can interact with. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So wait for it there. It's orange, right? If you look to the right, when he looks to the right, you're gonna see more orange stuff in the back. There's more logs there you can pick up. Okay. But wait for it. What do you see back there?
Hold on, I'm waiting for the stream to catch up.
Just the back. There's like all of this terrain. It's all orange.
Oh. Yeah, I see that.
That's all that can be interacted with the Ultra Hand. So that's an
Mm.
insane amount of maneuverability there. That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder why that specific part can be moved. I wonder if that's something that could be moved for a puzzle or something.
I bet it is.
Because we saw him like rotating that
Yep.
that green thing in the sky.
Yep. Yep. Anyway, the point we were here was to see if we can find any evidence that you can store items that are like the fan stuff. So he's gonna knock this fan soon, right? To like activate it. I'm looking for like a pickup option that pops up quickly.
I think it does pop up, but
it
I don't
does.
know.
It does. It does. There, it's confirmed. You can pick it up. So if you're worried about
well, even if you could.
no, I mean you can't pick up logs. I think it's fine. I mean that's is it confirmation?
Pick it up and put it in his pocket.
Yeah.
He's gonna pick it up like a rock and just hold it.
Maybe. Yeah. I guess it doesn't confirm it, but it doesn't deconfirm it.
Yeah, it does not.
So my point is though is that at the very least it's not like a log where you can't even pick it up, right? So
right.
It's better than that. So, it's not like you'd have to walk around with the fuse option. You could at least hold it and run around with it. And, if you can do that, we might be able to store them. We don't know for a fact. So, we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, coming back here. Let me see if there's any other questions I should get to before I call it a day. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, maybe we can store vehicle parts. We're not sure yet, but it's getting there. So I'm going to end the poll now. We're at 376 votes. That's a pretty good amount of votes. Rate That Presents. 38% said great. That's the winning number. However, 31% said good. 23% said okay. And 6% said bad. So the majority of people thought that it was a good presentation. 6% said bad, which is I think actually a low number. So that's because there's always people that are disappointed, low. And 6% I would say is that's a low number. Yeah. 10,000 noodles. I wonder if you need more fans to propel larger crafts. Maybe. Mary Jane. Hopefully I'm right about being able to upgrade the battery because it sucks at 3. That may be one of the limitations, right? Like we talk about how cool these fans are.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think we will be able to upgrade it because like there are these amazing things high up in the sky. How do we get up there? If there's no
right.
objects falling that we can recall, if the fans have a limited battery, so we can build a craft, but they can only go as far as those batteries take us.
Well, I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now, with that first vehicle they showed off, like the land one with the 2 dragons on the front, you can clearly see something that looks like a battery strapped on the back.
Yes, that's a good point, Brandon. He's talking about from the trailer.
Towards the back, you can see it.
Yeah.
Right, for the last trailer they showed. And also, there's no way that flying machine that they showed off with like the 4 fans, like you saw how quickly that other one drained. It was a matter of seconds.
There's no way you could last with a battery like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There may be batteries
and the platform
you have to find.
itself seemed to be Zonai or that kind of like same architecture as like the fans. So it may be that the platform they built it off of had like a battery stored into it.
Yeah.
So it may be like batteries that you can put on things, but also like different platforms you can find to build off of that have batteries as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I think what's cool about what we've always seen so far today is that there's this game still can be the GOAT. Like it could still be the GOAT. Because gameplay reigns supreme, and they've shown some really cool things. Will it be the GOAT? That remains to be seen. But we got some good stuff.
I'm also expecting a direct now after this, because
yes, I agree.
I don't think there's going to be another presentation like this. It's just not enough information. Like, they gave us way less than what I even thought that they could give us. So
This is about what I expected.
We need a direct.
To be totally honest, actually, I think they gave me.
I was expecting like one or two more things that were like important.
There's a lot. I mean,
Well,
they confirmed Zonai, bro.
I know, but they didn't. Again, most of the stuff we saw, they didn't really. They explained some of it, like the crafting or the putting, they get the cars and stuff. But like, there was a bunch of stuff they walked past that was like really important. They did not explain it at all. Or like when the Zonai thing popped up, we noticed that and we talked about that. They didn't say shit about that. Mm-hmm. I think I would have liked to see shrines and towers and a little bit of basic regression. Other than that, though, I think what they showed was great. Yeah. I think they just need a little more of the basic stuff.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, we're going to call it for now. I'm going to get that analysis put together. It may come out by the end of today, so look forward to that. It's going to take me some time, so, please bear with me. But we'll see you all soon. Take care.
Bye, guys.